know Leith Hall, near Kennethmont, very well indeed. I visited it regularly since I was very young, back in the old days when Lady Abercrombie was the tenant there in the south and east wings. I have a distant family connection with Harriet Stewart, the widow of the murdered John Leith. I've done the tour of the house many, many times and have a deep fondness for both house and garden. About 20 years ago, I took some friends around the house. We had just left the dining room, which is in the east wing, and were following the corridor round behind it, which turns at 90 degrees into the south wing, where it runs parallel to the library. In those days, you had to go right along the passage to a little hallway in the centre of the south wing in order to get into the library. There's now a door in the passage. Just when we turned the corner, I had the most intense feeling of having been there before. Of course, I had been many, many times, but this was absolutely not a feeling associated with any of those previous visits. It was something very different, something really forcefully different, very strong and very intense. It was a feeling of having been there, but at a completely different time. The passage is quite narrow, maybe 1.5 yards wide and maybe 20 yards long. The window on the right overlooks the courtyard. The sensation I had stopped me in my tracks. I stopped speaking and I couldn't move for a few moments. I sensed something, but neither saw nor heard anything. But imperceptibly, I was sure that a woman was passing in the opposite direction. After a few moments, I could move on, but the sense remained until we reached the library. I don't know if it was Harriet, but more than 20 years later, I still remember the strong intensity of the feeling that I had for those few moments. I've been back many times, but it's never happened again.